Hey, this is Pascal, and this is situation number 3 in my series on changing situations using mental reprogramming on yourself. And today we're looking at Dan's situation. Dan has a barbecue coming up with his family. He's not getting along with his brother. They've been having a difficult time for a good while now. And the blame lies a bit on both camps. Both Dan and his brother have been jerks to each other. And Dan doesn't really know how that's gonna go, because at the barbecue, his brother's gonna be there, and he also wants to make his mom feel proud. He wants to make his mom feel that things are gonna be all right. So he doesn't know how to do that, but the barbecue is sort of an important event, and he wants that to go well. So he wants to prepare for that. He's also done a lot of work on himself on how to prepare ahead of events, how to prepare to get a success. And he's been using these tools that I'm talking about in this series about how to visualize the end of something using half-done lists. And he's been using mental models as well to remove any certainties that he has from which he's making his decisions. He's removing those in order to see things clearly. So he's been using that lately, and he wants to use those same tools, which you can see below in the description a link to an intro video about those two things. He wants to use that to see if he can prepare for that barbecue, to see if it's gonna go well. And he's pretty confident he can, so he writes it down. So he starts with a blank document like this, and he starts to prepare it. Before the end of the barbecue, my mom will have, my brother will have, I'll have. My mom will have felt proud of the family, and I'll have obtained a good exchange with my brother. That's kind of touchy at this point. He doesn't know how he's gonna have obtained a good exchange with his brother. They haven't spoken really. A lot of bad vibes have been piling on, a lot of things that are misunderstood. Now he's thinking, what will my brother get out of this? So he's got some mental models. He doesn't really know what his brother's going through, but he's got some mental models. I mean, he has some convictions or things that he's realizing that he's assuming about his brother. So he's gonna list those down. First mental model, my brother doesn't want to talk to me. Maybe he does. You don't know at this point. If I try to talk to my brother, he'll close up and avoid me. Maybe. If I try to ask him how things are going, he'll feel as though I'm just trying to be nice and I'm not really sincere. If I demonstrate sincerity instead, and vulnerability as well, right at the beginning, I might set the tone for everything else. If I propose that we talk one-on-one at the beginning, he might say no, and it'll destroy the opportunity. Well, maybe. I could do something beforehand where I can gauge his openness to have a short talk. That's something I can do. Also, he doesn't need to say much during that short first talk, so long as he listens to my sincerity. And in that talk, I would show that openness, to my faults and everything like that. So that might work. And so at this point, there's something going on. He gets the idea that if things start off on the right foot, then maybe things will unblock at that point. That the first few minutes where he sees his brother are going to be important. And so there's something going on there that he's thinking about. So now he's envisioning that moment in the barbecue when his brother will feel okay in the presence of Dan. So that's going to be a key moment in that event where his brother is feeling good about opening up. That's actually a key moment. That moment might not happen at all during the barbecue. And maybe at the beginning of the barbecue, Dan is going to understand that today's not going to be the day, and that might be fine. But there might be a small chance that event will happen, that milestone. So he needs to prepare for it, and he does it with another half-done list. So before I can say that my brother is feeling open about broaching our situation, I'll have obtained a sense of whether he's pissed or wound up or feeling like he wants to talk. And at this point, he's thinking, okay, well, there's something else. In order for me to obtain that sense that he's open to talking about it, Dan says, I can right up front ask him, and he can say no. But there's also something else. There's also, he realized that Dan has a non-verbal thing that he can project. And he's feeling some anxiety about this, he's feeling a little bit of fear about that event. So he's envisioning that, and he's already feeling as though, oh, I'm going to be shy about this, or I'm going to be nervous about broaching him. And that nervousness and that anxiety that might project to his brother might be the thing that's going to make his brother feel as though the conversation can't happen. So he's realizing that something is going to be important in his posture and in his anxiety that he projects. So he needs to fix that. He needs to envision that and prepare for that specifically. So for that, he'll have obtained an environment where I will project calm and being okay with the situation so he can open up. And so in order for me to have obtained a sense, whether he's pissed or wound up or feeling like he wants to talk, I'll have created an environment where he'll feel comfortable to open up. So I have to create that environment, and to do that I'll have projected calm, being accessible, being at peace with whichever way the situation goes. So he realizes, Dan, that the very minimum thing he needs to do, but also the most important thing he needs to do, is project a sense of calm, and not of being in conflict, but of being at ease and at peace with what's going on enough so that his brother's not going to see in his eyes there is still a conflict. He's going to see, wow, Dan is not in conflict about this. Dan is taking the lead or allowing me to broach this or not. And then his brother can choose to enter into that calm, peaceful, let's talk about this, or he can choose to continue being in a fight mode. But that's going to be his choice at the end of the day. And Dan will have seen whether his projection of calm will be enough to be able to create that environment where his brother's going to feel like he wants to talk. And then maybe he can step to say, hey, I want to tell you something. I want to tell you that I'm uneasy with what's going on, and I want to do my part so you can feel as though we can have that talk. So I messed up. I said a lot of bad things in the past, and I want you to know that I don't want this to continue, and I'm ready to do my part. And so if he gets to that point, he'll know when it's a good time to have that talk, or to say, how about we go outside? I've got something I want to tell you that's important, but at least he'll have projected that at the beginning. But also there's the fact that his mom's going to be at the barbecue, and that he wants his mom to feel proud about the family. So what better way to do that than at the beginning of the barbecue, that he's going to be calm, he's going to be at peace with the situation, prepared for this, and his mom is going to sense this. So this small action of preparing for it and being calm about it and being ready to have that discussion with his brother, if he sees that his brother's interested in having that discussion, is going to put his mom at ease. And so that's what happens. He goes to the barbecue, he's calm in his eyes, he looks at his brother, shakes his hands, projects calm and availability to have that talk and whatever. And he sees right away that his talk is a bit ashamed of how things were in the past, but he's a bit shy about opening up about it. But he knows that he made that connection. He knows that he saw that he could probably propose to his brother to go outside and have a talk. And at that moment in time where they shake their hands and he's projecting being on top of it, he's already seeing, in the corner over there, there's mom beaming with pride that her two sons are going to be working this stuff out today. And so she's calm about the situation. She's going to have a good barbecue. She's going to be feeling proud about everything. There's a possibility that all this stuff is going to be in the past. And she's really happy about all that stuff. So with that small act of being prepared and showing calm and being prepared to have that conversation with his brother, he changed the course of the next 5 years for the family, just because he molded his mind to be a little more prepared and a little bit more apt for success than if he was before, sort of erratically just going to the barbecue and not being prepared for it. He's changed the situation just by changing what was in his mind. So that's the situation, and I hope this was useful for you. Maybe you have something similar going on in your life. If you'd like to propose a situation like this, put a comment below. Or if you'd like us to go over privately around your situation, we can talk that over. Just go to my website. There's a link below to something called the Change Anything Kit. And there's a way for you to book a time with me for free. Or if you'd like to have the talk sooner, then you can pay to book a time. So I hope this was useful, and continue trying to change things for the better.